Hi there, just want to do a little stop motion tutorial for you. The app is on your iPads in your class, and from year 3 up you have got the Stop Motion Pro, so you can have all the bells and whistles. So for the purpose of this video, I'm just doing it on a blue table, just the normal blue tables that you've got in your classrooms. You might also use a green table. It's going to have a similar effect. If you've got a blue table or a green table, that's all good. And the sort of stand I'm using, I've just made a simple cardboard stand for the iPad. Just cut it in half and just cut that part out. So the iPad needs to be stable, so it's good to have a stand like this. So I'm just positioning the iPad. I've got my little frame where my bits and pieces are going to go. Now it's important to see that you can use anything in your classroom. Just for this example, and the kids can use anything they like. In the classroom, they could have a couple of pencils chasing each other. You could just get them moving something around just to get used to it. Or they could be telling a story from something you're doing in class or a book you're reading together. So the first lot of settings you want to do, if you're just doing something really simple, you don't have to do anything else. You can just start taking pictures and then getting the kids to move them a little bit. You might want to have it in pairs, taking another picture, keeping the iPad as still as possible. So literally you're just moving things quickly. If there's ever a frame you don't want, you can just click on it and delete it. You can see a slight, there was slight mirroring in there. That's because I've got this one on here on the side that's called the onion skin. I'll explain that one in a minute. So, because I'm actually recording on a blue table, I want to use a blue screen effect, which is like a green screen. They're both chroma colours. The green is the colour you'd need to use if you were using the green screen app as a default. You can use the blue on the green screen app, but it's a bit more complicated. But on Stop Motion, you can use either. You just come up to this filter setting button over here. All right. So it's this little button here with the 2 stars on it, and you can use it to activate either a blue screen or a green screen. I'm using the blue table, so that's what I'm going to press. Now it's come up with a background that I've used before, but if you want to choose a different one, just to the right of that, you can actually choose a number of different backgrounds. The same backgrounds you could choose if you were doing it in green screen or blue screen. So you could have a dungeon, pirates, you could have a little cityscape, townhomes if you want, dreamland, there's all sorts of things you can do. You can also, that orange button at the bottom, add, you can also add a picture that you've downloaded from the internet as well, if they'd rather. So that's the sort of thing, if you're doing a story, you might want to take pictures of pages of the story, and they could draw little things and stop motion their way through it, if that makes sense. So I'm going to start with the cityscape. My little fella's going to be walking around, so I've clicked what I want and I've clicked done. The next thing you might want to do is look at the little settings wheel there and go to the speed. So that's that one there. So if you had hundreds and hundreds of frames, you might want a really high speed, how many frames per second, so it would look really smooth pretty fast. But if you haven't got very many, you might want to go to about 5, because I'm only not going to take very many pictures for this, but I'd say you'd probably want a minimum of about 100 frames, and even year 2s are able, I've been doing that with them and they're able to do that. And over here, that sort of 3 dots over there, you can have different effects you can put on your film, and there are different sort of effects, background type things you can do as well here without using a green screen. These are just normal ones. Okay, just making sure I haven't done that. So basically, whatever you want, get them in position. You might have one of your partners might be the mover, and one might be the photographer, as long as your iPad stays the same. So I'll just take a picture, do a bit of movement, Oopsies, take another picture. So you saw then that was the onion skin moment. So if I can go and see exactly where the other picture I took was, so I can see how far I'm moving it. So for example, I'm going to move it to there and to there, and you can still see the one underneath it, as long as I click the right thing. So I'm going to have this fella being floated away by his balloon. Not doing very well here, but you get the trick. And then he's going to drop the balloon. The balloon's going to go floating off. Or he should go tumbling down, really, shouldn't he? And the balloon's going to go away. He's tumbling down a bit more. Obviously, your kid's going to be way more expert at this than me. Tumble down a bit more. What should we do? Have him fall head first into the flowers, maybe. And the balloon maybe gets stuck on the top. Oh, goes away. And your zebra goes head first. So I might have something that is actually got some blue in it. In that case, it's going to be invisible, same as if you use green on the green screen. Teaching you to suck eggs, I know. So nice bright colours that aren't part of the green screen or blue screen is the best. All right, so if I go back and watch this, you can actually just scroll through it as well. I'm going to show you how to remove these terrible mistakes. So I'll just play it back. Off he goes, tumbles out. And there's my terrible mistakes. So your kids might make mistakes too. They might go, oh no, I had a hand in that one. So they just have to click on it, click delete, okay? So there's another hand. Quite often they'll have hands in there that will spoil the effect. So just can delete them, all right? And then press play, and there it goes again. So if you have got the pro account, if you go to plus, you can also add some audio. You could add music. This is theme music. Or you could add sound effects. So there might be some birds going on in the background. Or, oh no, what a terrible accident's happened. And there might be aliens. Could be anything. So you can add things like that to it, which is cool. So I hope you have fun doing stop motion with your class. When it's all finished and they're ready, they just go to the share button. It's already on movie, so that's cool. You just click next. And then save videos. Now the good thing about stop motion as well, when they're sharing from their iPads, as long as your MacBook is receiving AirDrop, they can actually AirDrop it to you as well. And then you can save it in maybe a shared Google album, share with your whānau. Okay.